If I had to start over and build a new brand today, I would get ahead of 99% of clothing brands owners because I understand one key principle, which is running Facebook ads. And Facebook ads is actually the bridge between brands that are making some sales here and there and brands that are making money and growing month over month and reaching 6 and 7 figure months. Because 99% of clothing brand owners, they're failing with ads because they think it's an issue with targeting a budget, whereas Facebook is the tool to test your product properly. So with Facebook ads, you have to understand you're not just selling a random product. You're actually selling more. You're selling an identity. So when it comes to Facebook ads and your clothing brand, you need to understand a couple things here. So there are brands out there that are selling printed items like t-shirts, hats, and hoodies, and you should have designs on them that are actually talking to a specific audience. So in that case, your design will do the talking. But if you're selling products that have like benefits, like a pants with extra pockets for whatever audience, or leggings with XYZ features, you have those type of products, and you also have like other products that are just fashionable and they just look good, but you also still have like a specific audience or a niche in mind with that. At the end of the day, you're selling an identity with your product, whether it's going to be printed items or fashionable items, or if you're just like having products but that have different benefits. To be really successful with Facebook ads, you first of all need to nail your product. You should at this point have some type of data that this product could work, has been validated either by another brand, or you've been like doing some research from other brands on their negative reviews and you're trying to improve on the product. So like there should be research in place to see if your product actually could have traction in the future. So once you have products you want to test, you have to really nail the creatives. With print on demand, it's actually pretty easy because your designs can do the talk. You can just like upload an image of your t-shirt with a print on it or a hat with a print on it, just have a white background, it can perform well. But if you're not doing that and you're actually like selling items for like a specific audience, a specific niche, like I said, products with benefits or fashionable items, you really need to focus on your creatives for those parts. But to be fair, there's only so many things you can do with a creative. You can have the best creative in the world, but if your product is not working, then nothing matters. But the thing is here, your product and your creatives, they need to go hand in hand. You should not focus on just having the best creatives in the world and like making them super good, nailing everything with the creatives. If the product is not working, no creative will actually save you. So keep this in mind, the creative has to go hand in hand with the product. So back to what I was saying before, you have to focus on selling an identity. And really that's the key part, because when you're selling clothing, you're selling more than just an item. You're actually selling a belonging of a customer. You're selling a community where customers would like to be a part of or they aspire to be in. For example, if you're selling like a polo t-shirt and just put on a white background and try to launch ads with this, it might not work. But if you create creatives with a specific identity in mind, like for example, men over 40s, they're playing golf, they smoking cigars, they're going after finding things in life, and you're creating ads with that specific identity in mind and launch an ad with this, it could perform much better, because either you're targeting people that are already in this identity and they kind of resonating with that and with your brand, or you can also target people that are aspiring to be that, right? You see some men, oh, like I want to be part of this, I can see myself like smoking a cigar, I like this lifestyle, I'm aspiring to be this. You're creating ads with this, and then you're selling actually more than just a product. You're selling an identity. So you have to get really clear with who your target customers are. You really need to do a lot of research, understanding who do you want to target. Go on Reddit, see what these people talk about, see what they like, where they like to hang out, what the income is, what they drive, what they would like to drive. And then you build a brand around this. We're launching ads not only just to make money, but also to get data. Because once we're getting data, we can make better and more calculated decisions on what could work and where we can double down on, where we can like squeeze more money out from. And when that ad is not working, you should be in a position where you can remove as much of the guesswork as possible. Because like I said in the beginning, you should have a product that is already kind of proven to work. You don't want to be in a position where you're just like launching a never seen product before, then you're creating ads around it, then you're launching these ads, and then something is not working and you cannot just pinpoint where something went wrong. If something didn't go wrong, you don't know if the product didn't convert, if the ads didn't convert, and then you just like focus more time and more money on creating more ads when the product didn't even convert in the first place. Focus on having the right products, especially if you're a beginner. Focus on like getting products that are already proven to work, and you can just like create identities around that product. It's actually pretty simple with it. So how do you get content for your ads? Well, there are a couple ways to do it, but I would just focus on two in the beginning. First option is you shoot in the content yourself. You can either model yourself, or you can have some friends or families that can help you out, like be the models for that, or you can just like hire someone locally and like shoot some ads for them, or you can hire UGC creators. Depends on what your product is. You should focus on getting a pool of different creatives, or like not creatives, but like just content, having them all in one folder so you can go out and like get an editor or like edit them yourself and like create more ads with your already footage that you have on your folder. So once you have everything, you have your product, you have your content, you can then go out and launch Facebook ads. And if you actually want me to like go deep and like actually share my screen and really like show everything on how I'm launching my campaigns, let me know in the comments. I can really just like make a video about this, but let me just give you a quick rundown on how I would do it. It's actually pretty simple because Facebook is getting easier now. So like the creators are doing the most of the work. What I would do is just like launching one CBO campaign, putting multiple different assets in there, target broad, and just have each asset with a different batch of creatives. So like we call them in packs. Pack one would be like one batch of creatives. You can target like one different identity with that. You can actually also like create multiple different identities. For example, if you're selling like the polo shirt that I mentioned earlier, you can try one shot on the golf field. You can do one on the tennis field. You can do one on the street, right? Like have men over 40 wearing that. You can have some youngsters of like 20 years old wearing that. I would like actually just like get multiple different footage done and like then put them in the different ad sets and like launch in one campaign. And then CBO is the campaign budget optimization. So Facebook will then decide where to spend the most money on, and then you get in your data back and then you see if you get what is working, what is not working. The goal here is to get data. We don't care about making money right away because we care about actually like making consistent sales. And to get there, you have to test a lot. You have to test different creatives. You have to like understand who your audience is. So like everything actually goes back to the proper research. Again, like I said, the hardest part is making consistent sales. I've seen many brands launching some ads and making some money on day one. Day one kind of drops down. Day three, they're already negative. That's where you have to focus on like nailing down your identity and offer as well and your creatives. And then from there on, once you get more data back, then you can make like better decisions on what to test next. Because once you have everything down, you're making consistent sales, and where you can just like go on Facebook and like increase budget, adding more products, and your brand is growing month over month. Because at this point, you already understand who your ideal customer is. I had one client coming to me where he had a good product. He was like making some money on Instagram, on TikTok. He was making around I think like $8,000 to $10,000 in sales. But like then we like really focused on creatives and Facebook ads. And like he was testing Facebook ads before. Same situation, launching some ads, making money day one, day two, making money, and then like day three, day four, it kind of dies down and he was profitable. And he was like super scared to ever touch Facebook ads again. He was stuck at making max like 10K a month. So like what we focus on is like really just like doubling down on what has already been converting for him with Instagram and TikTok, because he was like doing like okay with organic, but he didn't really understand what was working well. So like with Facebook ads, it allows us to throw money behind it and get data back fast and see what ads people are clicking on and what people are not clicking on. And then we test like a different variety of like models, background, like just body of models. So like we had like one guy that was like fit, six pack, buffed out. And then we had another guy, beer belly, mid 40s, almost 50. And he was like just drinking the beer. When we launched his ad, like super relatable, that ad actually popped off. And it was actually one of the like the ugly ads. Like it was not like these high polished ones with like super fancy camera. It was like just shot on an iPhone, guy in mid 40 drinking a beer. And with that right product was already proven to work. But we also like just saw something like relatable with that. People saw themselves wearing that product. So it was super relatable. In that case, it was not an identity people aspired to be, but like people found it super relatable and like they found some sense of belonging with that brand. And then from there on, we were just creating more ads around that identity. Our wordings changed on the copy, on the website, on emails, like talking, like having something more relatable, making some jokes, because like we were getting more data back, obviously. From there on, we scaled this brand. Now he's making, I think last month he made like $120,000 in sales, which is good. Now it's November. We're going to crack more out. It's just like a lot of things that goes into, but like the first thing really you have to understand is with your product, you're selling identity, especially in clothing. Please do not go out there, listen to like whatever, like always take different like e-commerce gurus and like e-commerce coaches out there, because a lot of people just focus on supplements, other niches. Making ads with clothing is a completely different topic. So actually let me know in the comments if you would like to share my screen, go into Facebook and like share more about like some brands and like show like exactly step by step how we do it. This is how I would do it if I would have to start over and to actually get ahead of 99% of the clothing brand owners, because most people, like most brands, are afraid to touch Facebook ads. Let me know and catch you guys in the next one.